Hello, everybody. This is Artie Astor from B Sharp and C, and I am going to put my life on the line and do another Taylor Swift reaction song. Actually, I'm, I'm not reacting to this song because I've heard it before. It's actually a really good song. But I need to make this disclaimer because I've learned something in life. You still learn at 49 years old, right? You can't talk about politics. You can't talk about religion. You can't talk about sports. And in today's world, there's a whole plethora of other things you really can't discuss. Nutrition, people get all triggered. Eggs are bad. Coffee's good. You can't talk about how you take care of your pet. I've lost friends. I have lost friends because I said I went to PetSmart to look at a dog, and this woman lost it on me on Facebook and blocked me. Someone I grew up with. And I didn't even go to PetSmart to buy the dog. I went to PetSmart to see what they were charging for dogs. This is my whole point right here. Not only can you not talk about religion, politics, and chinchillas, but you cannot talk about Taylor Swift. It triggers people. I don't know why. Mentioning Taylor Swift triggers people. If you mispronounce the name of her pet rabbit, you're going to have people freaking out and calling you names. If you say something that they think is wrong, but actually isn't, it doesn't matter. You're an ignorant fool and you're a piece of crap and all this nonsense. I said in one of my videos that she writes most of her music. You would be beside yourself with the amount of people that just completely exploded and said that she writes all of her music. Guess what, guys? She writes most of her music. She doesn't write it all, okay? She writes most of her music. She co-writes many of her songs. Max Martin also helps, right? And interestingly, she takes songs that are already written and then contributes some ideas to those. And then those songs get released. Sometimes she might even get a co-writer credit, but the song was given to her and then she decided, I'm going to change the chorus. Well, I'm going to do this. So I'm going to change that lyric. She doesn't write every lyric and every note of every song. That is well known. So please, we're all human. We're all human, including Taylor. She's human too, right? So I want to do this song here. This song, Elizabeth Taylor. I think it's a really good song. There are aspects of it that remind me a little bit of Imagine Dragons, but I love the chord progression. It's really simple. You know, let me put it on and then we'll talk about it.
Do you think it's forever? That view of Portofino was on my mind when you called me at the plaza at tonight. Ooh, oftentimes it doesn't feel so glamorous to be me. All the right guys promised they'd stay under bright lights. They withered away, but you blew.
Very simple.
Portofino was on my mind. I think you know why. And if your letters ever said goodbye, I cried my eyes violet. Elizabeth Taylor, tell me for real, do you think it's forever? Number one, but I never had to. And I can't have fun if I can't have be my and wild when Hollywood hates me. Only as hot as your last hit, baby. Been number one, but I never had to. And I can't have fun if I can't have you. Hey, what could you possibly get for the girl who has everything and nothing all at once? Babe, I would trade the Cartier for someone to trust. We hit the best booth at Lusso and Frank's. They say I'm bad news, I just say thanks. And you look at me like you're hypnotized, and I think you know why. And if you ever leave me high and dry, I cry my eyes violet.
All right, so I let it go about halfway through the song. There's a lot here that I actually think is just really good. I love that it's just 1, flat 7, flat 6. 1, flat 7, flat 6. And then for the chorus, the pre-chorus is probably the shortest pre-chorus I've ever heard.
To trust. We hit the best booth at Musso and Frank's. They say I'm bad news, I just say thanks. And you look at me like you're hypnotized, and I think you know why. And if you ever leave me high and dry, I cry my eyes wide. Elizabeth Taylor, tell me for real, do you think it's forever?
And right there, it's 1, flat 7, flat 6, flat 7. And it's funny because the pre-chorus is basically just 2 chords. It's E minor and F major, so it's 5 and flat 6, you know? So there's not a lot happening in the chords. The magic for me in this song is the engineering. Again, I believe that her producer, who is not the producer, and that's something that I researched beforehand, that Max Martin is not the producer for all of her albums. He did like the 1989 album and this, like that's it. And I've been listening to Taylor Swift, or I've heard her music since she started. And I think that that's something that for some reason a lot of people like assumed I didn't. I'm 49. How old is she? 33 or something like that. So since she started, I have been alive and able to listen to music, and I've listened to some of her music and listened to a lot of it since she started. There is something groundbreakingly different about the way that this album was engineered and produced. Now, according to the research I did, Max Martin works alongside Shellback, so I don't know if that was a big difference. It says here that Nathan Chapman was a key producer on her early albums, defining her initial sound. So, you know, contrary to what a lot of people have said in the comments, because I've gotten a lot of interesting comments about how I need to educate myself with Taylor Swift, she's always sounded great. And it's like, okay, yeah, I mean, I swear she could kill a million kittens and people will be like, well, she had to. I mean, she's justified in doing so. Those kittens deserved it. She's been around for a while. I've listened to her music for years. I believe, from what I've understood and from what I've listened to with this album, I believe the production and engineering on this album is head and shoulders above anything that she has released before, even the other album that she released with Max Martin and Shellback. I believe that this is just head and shoulders above everything else. And I mean, I can tell you why. Let's go back to the beginning and I'll just talk. I'm going to talk over it.
Elizabeth Taylor, do you think it's forever?
Just nice. You get that sound?
That view.
Crystal clear sounds. This whole beginning set of verses has very little instrumentation, but it has enough.
Of Portofino was on my mind when you called me.
It's
at
like
the
a-
plaza at tonight. Ooh, oftentimes it doesn't feel so glamorous
Like a
to be me.
electric
All the
piano
right
sound.
guys promised they'd stay under bright lights. They
Simple
withered
chord progression.
away, but you blew.
It's leading up.
Portofino.
But I love how at the end of certain verses, her vocals become double tracked, the violins come in, so it adds at the end of every verse, there is some kind of impactful sound.
Was on my mind. I think you know why. And if your
This is the pre-chorus, and then
I cry my eyes violet.
this has an Imagine Dragons type of vibe to it.
Elizabeth Taylor, tell me for real, do you think it's forever?
You hear that? She starts a verse, but then, she starts a part of the chorus, and then the second half of that line, it's like triple tracked vocals, right? She's harmonizing with herself.
Number one, but I never had to. And I can't have fun if I can't have be my and why when Hollywood hates me. Only as hot as your last hit, baby.
So much is happening there. It's just a couple of lines, but it's single tracked, then it's double tracked, then it's single tracked, then it's triple tracked. All of that adds a sense of impactfulness and importance to what's being said. It just does. And Max Martin knows that.
And why when Hollywood hates me, only as hot as your last hit, baby. Been number one, but I never had to. And I can't have fun if I can't have you.
I love the echo right there.
Hey,
Okay, now you've had a round of work, right? You've had some verses, you had that little pre-chorus. I mean, whatever. It was like two measures or whatever. So you had the verses, a pre-chorus, and then a chorus. Impactful, right? Now you're going back to the chorus. I mean, I'm sorry. Now you're going back to the verses, and the drums come in. Now you have a full set of percussion, and you have a perfectly engineered bass line. And I'm telling you, I don't know if it's Max Martin himself, but the work that they put into making sure you don't have bleed over from one instrument to another is just really good, to make sure that the bass is crisp and it doesn't bleed into a kick drum or some other instrument that's going on, or her vocals are bleeding into the backing violin that comes in at the end of a verse, or things like that. That goes a long way.
what could you possibly get for the girl who has everything and nothing all at once? Babe, I would trade the Cartier for someone to trust.
Double tracked and single tracked, and then
For someone to trust. We hit the best booth at Musso and Frank's. They say I'm bad news, I just say thanks. And you,
just the word thanks, bam, triple tracked, thanks, thanks, and then thanks up the middle, right? That's a tremendous amount of work. That's a tremendous amount of work, but it pays off. It pays off because the finished product is something that when the listener listens to it, they might not be able to pinpoint absolutely everything that's done, but they just know that they're listening to a good production.
look at me like you're hypnotized, and I think you know why. And if you ever leave me
Pre-chorus.
high and dry, I cry my eyes wide. Elizabeth Taylor, tell me for real, do you think it's forever? Been number one, but I never had to. And I can't have fun if I can't have be my and why. When Hollywood hates me, only as hot as your last hit, baby. Been number one, but I never had to. And I can't have fun if I can't have you.
Okay, so now we've had verse, chorus, or verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus. We're at about 2 minutes into the song for a song that's 3 minutes and 31 seconds. Everyone knows that there's going to be a breakdown or a bridge coming here.
Elizabeth Taylor, do you think it's forever? If I can't have you, all my white diamonds and lovers are forever.
Ooh.
In the papers, on
Ooh, I like
the
that.
screen, and in the paper, in the paper.
That's like quadruple or sextuple tracked. That was like 3 tracks on the left ear and 3 tracks on the right ear, and it almost all sounded like individual tracks.
In the papers, on the screen, and in their minds, all my white diamonds and lovers are forever. Don't you ever
Love the bass. Love the bass.
anything but mine. I cry my eyes wide.
So, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus. That's really not necessarily a pre-chorus. It's kind of the end of the verses, but I'm going to call it a pre-chorus because it leads up to the chorus. Then you have a breakdown and a bridge. Now you're back to the chorus.
Elizabeth Taylor, tell me for real, do you think it's forever? Been number one, but I never had to. And I can't have fun if I can't have be my and why. When Hollywood hates me, only as hot as your last hit, baby. Been number one, but I never had to. And I can't have fun if I can't have diamonds and Elizabeth Taylor.
Fade out.
It's the papers on the screen and in their minds. All my white diamonds and
So I don't think Max Martin needs to take any advice from me. I don't think he's ever going to watch this video, but I will tell him this. Perfect choice. Perfect choice with the violins. I just think the violins add a lot and it kind of gives it I for some reason the way the violins are played, I hear a little bit of a like a Middle Eastern flair in there, and I think that that's good. I think that that's great, actually. But I think the song is really nice. The Fate of Ophelia, I actually think is still so far my favorite song on this album. But this Elizabeth Taylor song is fantastic as well. Very, very, very simple songwriting. But as I always say, and I'll say it again, I'll say it until I'm blue in the face. It's what happens underneath the chord progression. It's what happens underneath the chord changes, because when you have crazy chord progressions, you're almost forced to keep other things simple as far as engineering and instrumentation and what have you, because the listener is going to get overwhelmed if there's a million chord changes, a million chord progressions, and the chord voicings are super complicated. But then on top of that, you have crazy instrumentation and synthesized sounds and little things happening here and little things happening there. I believe that overwhelms the listener. So when you have a simple chord progression, the talent of the engineer and the arrangers of the music and the instrumentation and what sounds you decide to use, those decisions become big because they stand out more. If all you have is, every decision you make, you know, and those are the chord changes. And of course, I don't make it sound all that great. It's what happens, it's what you do with the chord changes that makes a song sound good. I believe the magic of this new album is Max Martin. I really do believe it is. I'm not taking anything away from Taylor Swift. I am just expressing what I think. The reason why this album sounds super fantastic, super crisp and tight, and every instrument choice and every riff, I believe that his contribution is huge. And of course, it's a collaborative art. A lot of people work together, but I really do appreciate what I'm hearing. But it's really everything. It's Taylor Swift songwriting, it's Max Martin's production and contribution, and it's everyone that works on the song. I can remember songs that I've written, and then I no matter how much I try to perform them, no matter what I try to do, I can't get it right, and then I allow someone else to work on it. I just give them the stems and say, "This is the song," and then I get it back and I let them engineer it and produce it because I just went blank. And it's like a different song. Different song. The lyrics are the same, chord changes are the same, vocal melody is the same, but it it was just painted differently. There's no way to explain it. A small change can go a long way. Anyways, that's what I think of the song Elizabeth Taylor. Let me know what you think in the comments section. This is Artie Asta from B Sharp and C saying, keep it groovy.